Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome to Inter Worldwide. It's pretty hype here for 11 p.m. in Sydney. I'm excited. How can you not be? We have returned to the round of 16, and it's going to be a very short but sweet reactionary video to us drawing out Ajax Amsterdam. But first, before I bring in a very good friend of mine and a very familiar face, make sure you are all joining the 61 awesome people, well, 60 including myself, that are a part of our Serie A Fantasy League. Serie A Fantasy exclusive to Serie A fans. Well, not really exclusive, but you get the gist of things. Common leagues that you're a part of, plenty of prizes to win, including club jerseys and a PS5 as well, which are really hard to get. I've been looking for 18 months to get one, and I still can't get one. I'm not too bad here. Top 4 Champions League places, if you are ranking them like that. Where's Sharma? Damn it, he's getting really close. My friend Uncle Sharma, who started in the bottom of the table, like relegation bound, like Salernitana sort of stuff, Cagliari sort of stuff. But now he's creeping up nice and close. But guys, make sure you're getting a part of it. There's 61 people in this fantasy league. Here's the code up on the screen, and I'll make sure to drop it in the description as well. Before we go on, it's time to bring in somebody special. Thank you to those of you who are joining us live now, and thanks to those who choose to watch this video back. Bruno, it is good to see you, my friend. It's good to see Inter in the round of 16. Now, this is an interesting comment because I apologize, sir, but I can't pronounce your name because it's not exactly written in English. I apologize. I've heard they might have to redo the draw because they did it wrong. Was something a little bit fishy about that draw, bro?
Yeah, look, so what happened was when they drew Villarreal, the director turned around and said that all remaining 7 teams were eligible to face them without knowing that Manchester United were in the same group. And then what happens? They draw Manchester United. And then what happens? They have to throw the Manchester United ball out and redraw, and they drew Man City. But they didn't mix it. Overall, I can't see them redoing it, only for the fact is it didn't change anything, 1, but 2, they got the game they wanted between PSG and United. You know, Ronaldo versus Messi and everything else that goes along with it. But I've seen stranger things, and anything's really possible. They might need to redo it, but let's savor the moment at the moment as an Inter fan and just embrace the fact that for those who didn't join us on the Football Worldwide live stream as we did the draw live, you would have seen Anthony's reaction as Liverpool got pulled, City got pulled, Bayern Munich got pulled, and he's like, I'm done. I'm happy. Whoever we get now is a great contest. I'm again with the guy's name who I don't know how to pronounce. United wasn't in the pot to draw Atletico when they should have been. I am not sure. We're not sure. We don't see what happens on those tables when they do the draws. But overall, it's an interesting draw, Anth.
It's a very interesting draw, bro. It's going to be very, very tough. I'm going to just break the ice for the 12 people that are watching us with us here right now. Everyone deserves to be happy, but, you know, fond memories of Stefan de Vrij hacking Mauro Icardi against Lazio and sending us through to the round of 16. And then, you know, we come up against the guy who's going to be our goalkeeper next season. So you can expect pretty much something along the lines of this. Just have a watch. There you go. There you go. That's pretty much what I expect to see. Onana Onana at the 90th minute when Inter need a goal. Shout out to Epic Bro on Twitter. It's going to be an interesting game. Nonetheless, I think Inter are, because Ajax are a tough team under Ten Hag. They're a tenacious team. They like to play tough in midfield. He likes to play very tough, actually. We're going to miss Barella and his physical presence 100%. I think it's going to be a noticeable miss. But once again, I don't want to start talking about that and like start making it sound like there are excuses.
For Barella.
Oh yeah, that's a must, and he's got to be on his game. Vidal is crucial to this tie. Crucial to this tie. But you know, he's risen. Yeah, well, we hope not, man. Ten Hag's really good, but he's risen to become pretty much one of the most respected managers in the world over the last few years. that night, that 2019 Champions League run with Ajax beating Madrid and Juve. How could I forget? That'll always be remembered. Always be remembered. He's got a pretty impressive resume, man, and he followed in the footsteps of, I think, Mark Overmars, who was another really good Dutch player, who was like his idol. But then he also worked under Guardiola as well for a little bit. So knows his stuff, man. And in terms of personnel, he's got some pretty good players on his team. How are you feeling, bro? Are you confident that Inter can go through to the quarters? What do you think of some of the factors? And then I'll talk about some of the players to look out for in the Ajax side.
Yeah, look, I do think that I am confident that Inter have a great chance of qualifying. But as an Inter supporter, you can never be too confident because we've learned to understand that confidence is Inter's downfall. Overall, it really is a favorable draw for both teams with the potential challenges that Inter could have picked up and the potential challenges that Ajax could have picked up. This is probably on paper the most competitive fixture amongst the teams like Bayern Munich have Atletico, and some would argue that, but Bayern are far superior at the moment. PSG United's probably on the same level as this, but in the round of 16, in the 8 fixtures that we have before us, Ajax Inter will really be one of the hardest to predict. You can't really determine, if Inter have an injury to one player, they've got another player to back them up. Whereas if United have an injury to one player, well, they're in all sorts. So you really are tossing and turning. Yeah, Barella will be missing, but at the same time, I'm sorry. If you rely on one player, you shouldn't really be focusing on Champions League because it's a team sport. Inter really need to focus on their consistency and they need to learn to take their chances. There were 2 fixtures against Real Madrid where Inter had the better of the chances and failed to take advantage. And you mentioned earlier in the previous stream, Inter failed to take the chances against Cagliari, where their goalkeeper was named man of the match simply for the fact that he saved so much. So they really got to work on their front of goal. It's a game where I see Sanchez and Vidal playing a big part in what Inter really have to show. And as you pull up the Ajax lineup, you really have a strong team in front of you. And anyone who doesn't know football too well and is the casual follower may slide past Ajax and I don't know these players, but if you don't know who Hala is or Tadic is or Dali Blind is, you really are missing out because these players are lethal. Their whole squad is a formidable team and they have been. And what are they? They're losing by 1 point, I believe, in the Dutch league. So
Behind PSV by a point, yeah.
Yeah, and Inter's leading the Italian league by the same margin. So they're on par with each other. Onana, I do see playing because Ajax have started to lean towards him. But overall, as an Inter fan, I feel this was a very good draw. As a neutral fan, this is probably one of the fixtures to watch. But you got to beat the teams that are in front of you. Whether they do redraw the Champions League draw, I don't see happening. But Inter were drawn Ajax, they have to beat Ajax. Just like on the weekend, Inter had to play Cagliari. They beat Cagliari. You can only beat the teams that are put in front of you. Guys, just remember, we have a transfer window, and this isn't being played until I think it's Valentine's Day in Sydney, I believe. The 14th of February or the 13th of February is when these fixtures will be played. So there is a lot of time between now and then for Ajax or Inter to take a slump in form, which really leads to their demise. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
So with Ajax, man, with their side, as I said on Football Worldwide, he loves that 4-3-3. Pretty much loves to go with it all the time. Basically, like the best game I saw them play this season was when they walloped Dortmund 4-0 in Amsterdam in the group stages of the Champions League. And they were just really, really good. He unsurprisingly lined up in a 4-3-3 again with Blind, Martinez, Timber, and Mazraoui as well, he'll be missing in this game, but they're just a team stacked with really good players, and it only gets even more stacked from there. The front three was made up of Tadic, Anthony, and Haller on the day, and that's pretty much what I expect to see again in this game. It's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be very tough. They're going to come at us, and Inter likes to play on the front foot this season and leave ourselves a little bit exposed under Inzaghi, a little more than we did under Conte, I would say, and I think that's where we might come undone here a little bit, but it's going to be close. That's what's very exciting. You know, we're not going to come up against, I was very happy to avoid Liverpool, Bayern, and City. I was really happy. Really, really happy. And now that we're coming up against this side, it's a really, really good chance in front of our home fans and also to go to Amsterdam, which is such a beautiful city to go to play in. I'm just excited for our players. I think some of these players really deserve to be in the round of 16. It's the next thing coming up. I'm going to take over and go to some of the comments and say hi to a few people. So thanks to Marvel for coming in as well. Thank you to Wissam for always coming through. Amira, good to hear from you. Pietro, Gerald as well. Alpa, it's good to see you. The Flow coming in again. Thanks for your comment today, man. It actually made me laugh a lot. Tom in as well. Ajax is winnable if we can shut down Anthony and Berghuis. Yep, 100%, man. Missing Barella is going to be heavy. It is going to be tough. Missing Barella is going to be very tough. Thanks to the 31 people who are here on Inter Worldwide. That always makes me very happy. Vidal has to play his A game. Tom says 100%. I would agree. Ari says, look at Inter's schedule before playing Ajax. That is a fantastic idea. I'm going to do that right now.
So the Inter-Ajax fixture will be played in Australia the 16th and 17th of February. So the 15th and 16th of February, the rest of the world.
The games leading up to the fixtures, though. What do you?
Yeah, I am pulling that up now. So just an FYI, Gerald mentioned it earlier. In regards to those who are watching the draw for the Europa League, the Italian teams have drawn apparently.
And Dortmund. Lazio got Barca. That's hilarious. Couldn't have happened to two worse teams.
I am not 100% sure if this is locked in still. Before I get to our draw, Atalanta has drawn Olympiacos. So that
two heavy duty sets of fans. Two very heavy duty sets of fans.
So that is a fact there. As we look at Inter's schedule leading up to that, so on the 16th, so apparently 17th, here we go. So we have Atalanta on the 17th of January. 24th of January, we have Venezia. The 7th of February, we have AC Milan. And the 14th of February, we have Napoli.
This season, I remember, they're not doing it in regular order, are they? It's all mucked up. Doesn't sound right. Venezia. I'm going to
Venezia, Atalanta, Venezia, AC, Napoli.
I see. Atalanta. We just played Venezia, bro.
Yeah, and so we start the second round again. So it will be
Milan, Napoli, and then Sassuolo, Inter, and then before the second leg, Salernitana. It's not that bad. It could be worse.
So I'm not sure when we play the first leg and where we play the first leg and where we play the second leg. It will be very interesting to say. So Barcelona's just been drawn. Let's see who they get. So Atalanta got
we will play Milan on the 6th, Napoli on the 13th, Ajax on the 15th. So yes, that is shit. We will play in that home though. So we've got the Milan derby at home. Then we have to go to Napoli a week later. And then we will play Ajax in Milan 3 days later. Tough schedule, but it is what it is, man. It's Champions League. You don't want to go
I
out.
believe the time of the game may be pushed. Inter Napoli may be played earlier. Barcelona have drawn Napoli. So
Not Lazio. Not Lazio.
no. So
Napoli.
Barcelona have drawn Napoli. So that is the fourth match to be drawn there. So our sources were just having fun with us, I guess.
Close enough.
Yeah. So look, that's a fantastic fixture with the way Napoli's
Good.
playing at the moment. But yeah, it's Inter have a tough run going in, and then they've got Sassuolo, Genoa, and scroll down a bit, Ant.
Sorry, man. I was just too busy on my feed. Something was funny on Twitter.
Salernitana. Then we travel to Amsterdam, where the boys can celebrate.
That's easy. That's not easy,
Easy.
but that is favorable. Look at the gap between these dates. It's pretty good.
So you guys got to remember that what will happen is the league hasn't determined when games will be played on what days. So generally, if you're in the Champions League, you're playing the earlier fixture, which in Australia tends to be Saturday morning, Saturday night, depending how nice the FIGC want to be. So Juventus and Inter will start to play the earlier fixtures on the match day, allowing for optimal opportunity when it comes to the Champions League, because they do want their teams to succeed within the Europe. So we've seen it multiple times throughout this season, and we'll see it again in the following throughout this season. So Inter and Juventus will play the earlier games. So that's why they don't schedule the whole season with set times and dates. They just say match day 20 will be played between this date and this date, and they determine it from that fact. So, look, guys, overall, it was a fantastic draw for Inter. Anthony, we spoke about Ajax's talisman. In the Inter squad, who can really determine how Inter perform?
They're still waiting for a decision. I just want everybody to know. Like, I'm just watching the feed on Twitter right now, and they're still actually waiting for a decision to see if like the draw was rigged or fixed in any way, or if it needs to be redone. Wouldn't it be something if it had to be redone and then we pull out Liverpool or Bayern Munich? That would be the most Inter thing ever.
Yeah, look, definitely. I just don't think they can.
No, I don't think so now.
Redo it. I don't think it's been announced. You know, everyone's gotten the and Lazio have drawn Porto, so that's the last Serie A team in that competition. But look, it would be as an Inter fan, a realist, any team Inter should beat at this stage of the competition. Ajax were clearly our favourable pick, but I don't want to stay up anymore and continue to stream. It's 11:20. But look, we'll bring the news to you. Honestly, Em, do you really see them doing a redraw?
Nah, not at all, man. Not at all. We're going to do well, bro. We're going to do well. We're playing Ajax. And to be honest, I don't know why there's any like pessimistic fans on there here about this. Like I'm seeing only a couple on the Twitter feed, but you know, we avoided some really big clubs. And, you know, someone said it, well, I'd rather be going into this 50-50 against Ajax than going into it 10%, 90% sure against, you know, Bayern or Liverpool or City. So just avoiding those teams, man. Liverpool and Bayern was absolutely phenomenal, bro. Absolutely phenomenal. And I just can't wait to go to Ajax. I can't wait for the boys to go on the away trip. There's going to be some players that really, really love this tie. Like Dumfries will love this tie. Stefan de Vrij will love this tie. It's going to be really good. Could you guys guess which right wing back is going to play on the Inter versus Ajax match? Because right now I feel like our team has a trust issue on Dumfries. Well, that'll all depend. Like if the first leg, because the first leg's in Milan, I think you'll probably see Damian come back and start most of the time, especially in bigger games, because we need to be a little conservative sometimes, man. It'll all come down to form and all come down to fitness, Giro, man. Atalanta got Olympiacos. That's not easy side. Olympiacos, Bruno, is always causing problems in Europe. Yeah, 100%. Atalanta aren't exactly riding their confidence full on at the moment in Europe after being eliminated, but really picking up form in Serie A. So it depends how serious they want to take this tournament. But it was Napoli, not Lazio. Sorry about that. It's definitely Napoli.
Atalanta. So for the Serie A teams, Atalanta got Olympiacos, Barca, and Napoli, and then you have Porto and Lazio. So in the Europa League draw, I feel each of those matchups are pretty fair. They're very similar to the Inter Ajax, where you've got they're pretty much on par. Barcelona and Napoli this season, I'd say, are on par. Napoli, if not a bit better. Olympiacos and Atalanta, well, the fans are brutal no matter where you go. The away rule's out of the question now, so that the away goal rule, so that plays into it. And then Lazio Porto, they're both on the same level, and Lazio's really got to pick up their game after a couple of shocking fixtures they've had the last couple of weeks. Emiliano, just to touch on what you said. So I know I'm pretty sure you were in the previous stream. So what happened was Manchester United were accidentally put in the same draw, and they were drawn up against Villarreal. As FIFA says, you cannot be drawn against the team you played for against in the group stage. And there's speculation that then they failed to put Manchester United in the Atletico Madrid draw. So I'm sure they're reviewing footage. And I do feel, Anthony, if they failed to put a club in, it has tainted the draw and they may redo it. But if it's just because they accidentally put United in extra, it didn't change the draw. But if they failed to put a team in, potentially, but when do you really see FIFA swallow their pride?
Never, ever, ever. But just exciting to be back in the round of 16. I think some players are going to.
Serie A fantasy. I've scored 82 points in my first week, and I still have a fair few players to go in this game. So I'm really liking it. I wish I signed up earlier.
100%, bro. It's actually a lot of fun. Make sure you guys are getting involved. In terms of some of the other fixtures, I'm going to ask Bruno to pull up a really, really nice graphic that he made earlier on the Football Worldwide platform. We'll finish off by just giving some predictions, and because I'm starting to get really, really tired, actually. Some really good games off the top of my head. Benfica hosts Madrid. I'm going to say Madrid over 2 legs, but it's not going to be easy. Just quickly, what about you, Bruno?
Yeah, look, I'm going to say Madrid over 2 legs, but I am going to say it is going to be easy. Only for the simple fact is they're so far ahead in La Liga, they can focus all of their attention.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Villarreal against Manchester City, one of the more straightforward ties for me. I still think that, for the first 20 minutes in each tie, Villarreal under Unai Emery can still make things difficult. There are no easy games, but over 2 legs, I expect City to win both games.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think this is more of the one-sided fixtures that you can really predict something from the outset.
Actually, yeah, 100%. Atletico, as good as they have been in the last few years, and as far as they know how to grind it out, their defensive pedigree is not going to be enough to sustain Bayern. Bayern over 2 legs for me, easily.
Yep, definitely.
Reports are coming in from that the draw might be redone. Let's just stay with us for a little bit, because I'm trying to refresh my Twitter feed as much as possible.
And I am doing the same, on the spot reporting news.
Far out, bro. This will be so corrupt. I'm telling you, man, it seemed corrupt from the get-go when they missed that out.
So news outlets are not reporting it as of yet.
It's just people reporting it.
It's a lot of speculation. I just think people are trying to get the retweets, if you're asking me.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Just having a look. If anything, UEFA would put a post out saying that they are Ajax are happy they've drawn Inter. 30 minutes to go. Nothing coming up on my Twitter. Thoughts PSG, Lionel Messi.
Anyway, I don't know. Let's move on to the next game. Maybe it'll update in like a minute or two's trying time because I have a feeling that they'll update it soon if it is true. RB Salzburg against Liverpool. That for me, that's the most straightforward one. Klopp's men are going to run riot.
Yeah, look, I think Klopp's men, bar any injuries to some of their key players, will basically do exactly as you said, run riot.
Yeah. Chelsea versus Lille. Oh, sorry, I've gone across rather than go up. That's all right. Chelsea versus Lille. What are you saying there?
Chelsea all day, every day. It is an uphill battle for Lille. They've struggled domestically. Yeah, they pulled their weight in the group stage, but they were the lowest scoring first place team on 11 points, I believe. So they did do what was needed to be done, but they had a group of I think who was in their group? I know Salzburg, Sevilla, and Wolfsburg. So it was one of the more easier groups.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm gonna say yeah as well. I think Chelsea's gonna go over in two legs, beat them both in both games. I think Lukaku scores a couple of goals as well. Comes back with a bit of a bang. PSG United. I'll go. That's really tough, man. To be honest, I think PSG will have too much quality. I'll go PSG winning in France by more goals than United win at Old Trafford. So that'll be the only way. What do you reckon, Bruno?
I'm saying PSG simply because their team is starting to gel and they've just got a fantastic squad. And Neymar, I think, should be back by then.
Yeah, I think so too. Next one up, Sporting versus Juve. Great time to be Sporting Lisbon. You won't find an easier Juve side to come up against at this time. I'm just going to say it because it's on this channel, even if I don't believe it. I think Sporting are going to be able to take them all the way to the brink. You might even see penalty shootout here because Allegri's side won't create enough chances. I'll still say Juventus go through though. What about you?
I will say Juventus just because the Champions League will probably be their only route to qualify for next season's Champions League.
Yeah, 100%. Last but not least, it's us, bro. Be more specific. Who do you think's going through? What's the scoreline?
I think 2-2 penalties over two legs. It's going through. Just an FYI, one of the guys here, Cheb Khaled said the redraw. He said to check Fabrizio Romano. So clubs involved in the Champions League draw are in direct contact with UEFA to clarify the situation. And he's got a video there, and I just watched the video as you're running through it. What happened was Manchester United were not put in following because Villarreal was drawn the match earlier, and then Manchester United's ball was not put in when it came to this Atletico Madrid. So potentially it could have been Atletico versus Manchester United. So you would feel that the clubs that feel hard done by, like the Salzburgs, the Atleticos, the Villarreals, will be pushing for a redraw. I don't know what protocol is in this. I'm not sure. I will be constantly refreshing because I can see Anthony's eyes are slowly going. But guys, I will be
But
constantly.
I'm half tired, half just refreshing as well and concentrating because they'll have to make a decision really soon.
Yeah, so there's a couple of so Ari has said expected within 1 hour. And Liverpool incoming. Look, if it is expected within 1 hour, generally they do act quite fast. But I really cannot see them ruining the structure they've built. But if it was an unfair draw, well, I guess it was unfair.
Yeah.
So you never know. We might draw Lille.
Yeah. Or we might draw Bayern. Who knows? Anyway, that's probably where we'll end this stream. Thanks to the people who have come onto the channel and join us, whether it's Football Worldwide, Inter Worldwide. It's been a nice evening, and I'll look forward to more football coming up soon. Next up, Salernitana. Yeah, hopefully
Midweek,
not.
isn't it?
I believe so. Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
Yeah. So we'll
great
tune in
game.
just before then. Guys, make sure you're checking out the Serie A Roundtable as well on the Football Worldwide platform. That is on tomorrow night. Okay. Thank you. Forza Inter. Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao.